So apparently there's this virus going around. Maybe you've heard of it. Anyway, I've managed to avoid exposure through my relative hermetism up until this point. But yeah, it finally caught up with me. Yeah, now we've got a pretty good backlog. So let me show you guys the project for today. Yeah, this is a 2011 Dodge Ram 2500. We gotta move the seat back so normal sized people can fit. So key comes on, does all the normal key on things, but no cranky. But if you play around with this key switch long enough, sometimes it will start. Alright, well, it doesn't want to play nice, so we'll do it the hard way. We will lock the door. We will push this twice. Like I said. And she cranks right up, no problem. Put the key in, turned it on. Why did it do that? Alright, one more time. Lock the door. Push this twice. I have to unlock the door? Yeah, that's the secret. Turn it on, and now we're off to the races. Keen observers will also note that the brake light is on. We'll get into that in a minute. You guys should know by now, nothing ever comes in here with just one problem. Well, there's really no diagnosis here. It needs the key switch. Chrysler calls it a WIN module, wireless, God, I don't even know, something node, ignition node, wireless ignition node. It's a terrible design. So like I said, the ignition part of it works, and then this is also your receiver for your wireless remote start and all that jazz. So as long as it can start the engine, you know, we know that the start relay is good and the starter itself is good, and there's no security problems with this key or anything. It just, see, it worked that time. Yeah, it just has a bad connection, a bad contact inside this WIN module. I'll show you when we get it out. So yeah, I went ahead and ordered a new one right from the Chrysler mothership. There's the part number. I ordered this back in July and it just came in. So yeah, he's been starting it with the remote start ever since then. Anyway, let's get this pulled apart. A couple little screws down here. We'll pull that screw out. Like so, with the 7mm. There we go. Let that sit right there. At least it's easy to change on these. Alright, we're gonna leave it right there for now. And we're gonna hook up a scan tool. There's a whole kind of relearn procedure we have to do in order to replace this. And you do have to have your skim PIN code. It's a 4-digit code. And yeah, normally I can access that using my X tool, which is a key programming tool. But it decided to die, and I couldn't get a replacement in time, so I called the Chrysler dealership. I got a pretty good relationship with them, and the parts manager there was able to give me the PIN code for this truck. Your results may vary on obtaining that from the dealership. They don't like to give them out, I know that. I think we're gonna go here. Wireless control module, I can't remember. Special functions. There we go. So wireless ignition node replaced. Okay, that's the antenna. And that's the main connector. We'll install the new one. Like so. And like so. Okay. Now we'll turn that on. Okay. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, fuel pump just came on. Cycle ignition key, okay. Here goes nothing. Off, on. You have to push the brake pedal, maybe. What am I doing wrong? Got a security light flashing at me. Yeah, it says wrong key. Okay, so we're gonna have to program the key now. Let's go here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to enter that PIN again. Yes, that's the correct PIN. Place unprogrammed key into ignition. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what it does now. Look at that. Good deal. Alright. Okay, that's it. We're done with the no crank part of this. It's pretty much X marks the spot on these Chryslers. Yeah, I'll button this back up and we'll move on to something else. He's probably got a second key. I'll just program that real quick when he comes to pick it up. Otherwise, we're done. Man, these flies are on a mission. Alright, you guys want to see inside this thing? There's nothing to it. Once you see it, you won't believe they ever tried this. Let's put it that way. I can't believe they ever tried this. So inside is a printed circuit board, and that hole right there is the center line of the key switch. I don't know if we can turn this without the key or not. Do I have the key? No. Anyway, underneath of this circuit board, well heck, let's just cut it apart because we're not going to fix it. Yeah, underneath the circuit board is a circular contact pad. So let's see if we cut this connection here, here. And we got something right here we gotta get apart. There we go. Perfect. So that's it. These wimpy little contact arms and this basically completely exposed contact pad. And you guys know how these trucks get treated. You know, they're blasting through dust and dirt all day. And you can see that there's no attempt made to seal this housing. This thing just clips on the outside. There's gaps you could throw a dog through. So yeah, it's a terrible design, and I've tried, you know, reaching underneath. I have tried cleaning these before, you know, reaching underneath with some alcohol on a Q-tip and cleaning the contact surface. Sometimes it'll get you by for a little while, but yeah, pretty much when they start acting up, you better plan on replacing them. And Dorman does make a version of this wind module if you feel like rolling the dice. Although I don't know how it could be much worse than this. Anyway, junk. Yeah, when it was here the other day, I noticed a little puddle on the floor. So let's peel this wheel off. Yeah, they got the good out of that set of brake pads, I think. And they've overextended the caliper, blown the pistons out. That one's broken. Just jam this pick in where the piston should be. Okie dokie. Well, I ordered 2 calipers and a set of brake pads. Hopefully we can turn that rotor. Ay, ay, ay. And unsubscribe. Some yummy looking stuff. Yeah, we got about 1/4 of it in the pan. That's pretty good for us. She seized up. You guys tell me, how does that happen? How do you not notice that? We've got good news and we've got bad news. The good news is the crickets. Everybody loves my crickets, and they are out in force tonight. It's going to get a whole lot worse too once that door is closed. Yeah, anyway, the bad news is this rotor is shot. It's actually about 1 millimeter past the discard thickness already, so we cannot machine it. It's pretty torn up there on the back side. But the other good news is the right side. It's in pretty good shape. So nothing wrong with that caliper. Pads are even still pretty decent. So we're going to go ahead and peel it apart. I'll skim that rotor on the brake lathe. We'll throw in a new set of pads. And then this side should be just fine. Yeah. I just want to reiterate, this is not why this truck is here. It's only here because it wouldn't crank. Should be a good thumbnail though. Ay, ay, ay. So it melted all the boots, broke the pistons. These must be phenolic pistons, so they're basically plastic. Yeah, that is junk. So we'll set that aside, and we'll bring in the ringer. Pop these guys out. Pretty dry. A little extra lube. Let's see if we can squeeze it a little bit. Anytime you want to go in there. Right, that was the easy one. Now the tricky one. Oh, that's pretty well bent. These brake rotors have gotten expensive, especially for 3/4 ton trucks. That guy's over $100 my cost. Okie dokie. Alright, what's the problem here? Operator error. I know that's the Chrysler cap. Okay. Hopefully, they didn't run the master cylinder dry and pump a bunch of air throughout the brake system. I don't know. It still had fluid in it. Oh yeah, forgot it's a Chrysler. So hopefully we can just bleed this one corner and everything will be okay. So I don't think the rest of the bleeders are coming out, if you know what I'm saying. Do we have a bad hose too? Still getting nothing. Well, that's not good. We've got nothing. Oh boy. Yeah, what size is that stupid thing? 12. Please come loose. Oh. God, I don't want to mess with that. Ah, there's no way. I'm going to twist that thing right off. Alright, well, before we break it off, we're going to shut her down. It's getting pretty late. I'm tired. You're a little overexposed.
Moving away. Brought you a beverage.
Okay. Thank you. Misfit Red, American Red Ale. Dewclaw Brewing Company? It's a little dusty.
I want to tell you, okay?
Am I allowed to drink this? I'm still working.
Definitely a red. Kind of nutty.
Oh, very nutty. Okay. Thank you.
Definitely. I like it.
Of course you do.
That's why I brought this one to try.
Alright, we got work to do.
I'm gonna go order a pizza, I guess.
Sounds tasty.
Okay.
Alright folks, we're back. It's a new day. We have new parts. This is a new brake hose. Obviously I'm more refreshed, especially with that recent beverage intake. Get us lined up here. So if you weren't picking up what I was putting down last night, the nut here is rusted to the brake line. So when I try to turn the nut, even though it unthreads from the hose, it's just going to twist this brake line up with it. And I do not want to start replacing brake lines on this truck. That's a bear I do not want to poke. So what we're going to try to do is pop this clip off. hopefully we can get that off and then drop the hose down and just spin the hose off the end of the brake line. That's a good sign. I guess the other possibility is that it's not the hose that's blocking things up, but I kind of doubt it. That would be unusual. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Doesn't want to come out of the bracket. There she is.
We also have a surplus of candy from the parade,
There was a parade?
a homecoming parade.
Oh. Well, I do like candy.
I had a conversation with myself, well, with you, but with myself, and I said, I wonder if Wes would be interested in attending this. And I was like, well, he does like candy. And then I was like, but he would just tell me to get it for him and bring it home.
So you got it for me and brought it home?
And I did not invite you to the parade. I just brought you home candy.
What a good woman.
But you'll have to fight a 5-year-old for it.
Hey, I think that might work. All right. Wow, can't believe that came out. I gotta say I'm a little bit disturbed that we aren't seeing any drippy from the brake. There's no brake fluid running out of this thing. There it is. Okay, good. Okay. Good, so that means that our everything's running free. So the problem is currently that it looks like this hose can only be oriented one way. So yeah, we kind of got to get that nut freed up. Well, it would appear that I forgot to hit the record button. Let me synopsize for you. A little bit of heat on that nut got it to break loose. That's really all there was to it. Alright, now we can bleed the brakes. Hey, there we go. That actually looks pretty good. Don't fall, you sucker. Okay, I think we're done. Finally. I'm glad we found something, because there was no explanation for why that caliper failed the way it did. So there must be a spot in this hose that's essentially blocked off, and you know, with the master cylinder and the booster, there's enough pressure to push some fluid into the caliper, but the fluid can't get back to the reservoir. So essentially the caliper sticks on all the time, and yeah, failed pretty spectacularly. Cool, we're done. Yeah, I know if you guys don't see it on video, it didn't happen. So here's the right side. New pads, surfaced the rotor. This caliper and hose are in good condition, so yeah, we're good to go. All done. Let's see if this old pig will start using the new wind module. And the battery's dead. Oh man. Whoa, baby. Just about lost it. Whenever you're ready there. Beautiful. Stand by. Well, I don't know. It's telling me that the brake fluid level is low, and it's not. So we must have a bad level sensor in the master cylinder. Who knows? That light's probably been on for 10 years. Looks like a brand new Corvette tailing me. It's alright, I got Hemi power. Oh yeah. Alright, we got all kinds of brakes. Good deal. Boy, that's a loud power steering pump. Wonder who put that on. Yeah, sure, now it's gonna rain. Alright folks, that's it. A simple no crank diagnosis turns into a normal day here at the Wes Work Bermuda Triangle of automotive repair. Yeah. Thanks for watching.